All right, let's talk about Google Ads. For the next few minutes, we're going to demystify one of the most powerful, and let's be honest, sometimes intimidating marketing tools out there. If you've ever felt a little lost, think of this as your simple step-by-step blueprint to get it right. Let's dive in. So, let me ask you a question. What is the real secret to making Google Ads work? What makes it so different from, say, an ad you see on social media? It's not some hidden button or a complicated trick. It all comes down to one single powerful idea. And that word is intent. Seriously, this one word changes everything. Most ads, they interrupt you while you're doing something else. But Google Ads? They show up at the exact moment someone is actively looking for an answer or solution. They are literally raising their hand and saying, hey, I need this thing right now. And that right there is the power of search intent. When someone types emergency plumber near me into Google, they have a very clear goal. Your ad isn't an annoyance, it's the answer they were hoping to find. You're not interrupting their day, you're solving their problem. But here's the thing. To actually harness that power, you have to be organized. A messy, disorganized account is just a fast way to waste a lot of money. But a well-structured account? It's like a perfectly organized filing cabinet. And you know what? Google actually rewards you for this with something called a quality score, which means you end up paying less for your ads and getting better spots. The whole thing breaks down into 4 really simple levels. Just stick with that filing cabinet idea. At the very top, you've got your account. That's the whole cabinet. Inside, you have campaigns. Those are the drawers, each with its own budget and goal. Then, inside each drawer, you have ad groups. Those are the folders, where you group together really similar keywords. And finally, inside the folders, you have the ads themselves, the actual documents that people see. Okay, so let's pull open one of those campaign drawers and look inside. We're going to find our essential toolkit. We're just going to focus on the 3 absolute pillars of a successful campaign: picking the right keywords, using the right match types, and, of course, having an amazing landing page. Now, this is super important. Not all keywords are created equal. You can pretty much lump them into 3 categories based on what the user wants. While informational keywords are great for blogs, for a beginner trying to get results, the money is in transactional and commercial keywords. These are people saying, I want to buy now, or I'm ready to compare my options. Focus your budget here and you'll get to see results way faster. Next up, match types. These just tell Google how specific a search needs to be to trigger your ad. Now, there is a third type called broad match, but for now, I'd say just avoid it. It gives Google a little too much freedom and can burn through your budget on irrelevant stuff. Instead, a really smart strategy for beginners is to focus heavily on exact match for maximum control and then sprinkle in some phrase match to catch some of those really similar searches. Okay, listen up, because this part is an absolute deal breaker. Your ad is only half the job. If you pay to send someone to a landing page that's slow, confusing, or doesn't look trustworthy, you've just thrown your money away. In fact, Google will actually penalize you for it with higher ad costs. So before you spend a single dollar, make sure your page is fast, clear, and works perfectly on a phone. All right, you've got the structure, you've got the keywords. Now for the fun part, actually writing the ad. We're going to use a really simple but powerful little formula called the 333 formula to write ads that people actually want to click on. First, you need 3 intent headlines. The job of these headlines is really simple. Just mirror what the user searched for. When they see the exact words they just typed, it creates this instant feeling of, aha, this is what I was looking for. It tells them they're in the right place. Next, you need 3 benefit headlines. This is where you go beyond just matching their search and start to answer their real question. So what? Why should I click on your ad? Talk about your fast delivery, your 5-star reviews, your money-back guarantee. This is where you build the value. And finally, you wrap it up with 3 action headlines. Don't be subtle here. Be direct. Tell them exactly what you want them to do next. Things like shop today, book your spot now, or call for a free quote. It removes all the guesswork and makes it so much more likely that they'll take that next step. And you can see how those same ideas come together in the ad's description. It combines the benefits, learn the easy way, perfect for beginners, and then hits them with a really clear call to action. Start running profitable ads today. It's just a quick little summary of why they should care. Now, you want a secret weapon? Ad extensions. These are basically free upgrades for your ad. You can add extra info like your phone number, links to other pages on your site, or special offers. They make your ad physically bigger and more helpful, And the results are just huge. Just turning these on can boost your clicks by 20 to 40%. It's the single easiest win in all of Google Ads. Okay, the campaign is built. It's time for what is easily the most important phase: launch, track, and optimize. This is where we stop guessing and start getting real data on how to turn those clicks into actual customers. When it comes to bidding, keep it simple at the start. For the first week or so, set your campaign to maximize clicks. Your only goal here is to get data and feed Google's learning machine. Once it has enough info, you flip the switch to maximize conversions. A conversion is just any valuable action you want someone to take, like making a purchase or filling out a form. Which brings us to this. Conversion tracking is the absolute backbone of your entire account. Without it, you have no idea what's actually working. You don't know which keywords are making you money or which ads are getting you leads. Running ads without conversion tracking is like trying to fly a plane with a blindfold on. It is the most important thing to set up. All right, to wrap this up, let's do a quick fire round of the biggest, most common mistakes people make. If you can just avoid these, you will be ahead of 90% of other beginners right from day one.
First up, and we have to say it again, launching without conversion tracking. This isn't really advertising, it's more like gambling. You're just spending money with no way to know if you're getting anything back.
Second, sending people to a weak landing page. Remember, Google will literally make you pay more for every single click if your page is bad. It's a double whammy: higher costs and fewer customers. Third, using broad match keywords right out of the gate. This is like turning on a fire hose. It can just blast through your budget on all sorts of irrelevant searches before you've even had a chance to figure out what works. And finally, just not using ad extensions. We saw the numbers. It's like leaving free money and better results on the table. It takes just a few minutes, and the boost is totally worth it. So there you have it, the blueprint, from start to finish. Google Ads isn't really that complicated when you boil it down. Understand the user's intent, build a clean structure, and track absolutely everything. Now you have the plan. The only question left is, what problem will your first ad solve?